Here is the English translation of the provided Chinese text. Briefing summary, December 17, 2024. Topic: Dynamics of U.S. politics and diplomacy. 1. Following Trump's election, the U.S. will initiate a large-scale plan to deport illegal immigrants, causing significant concern among illegal immigrant families located in border areas. These families have long lived in a unique region, unable to distance themselves from their hometowns, and now face the risk of deportation. 2. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has provided substantial military assistance to Russia, including approximately 11,000 soldiers and a large quantity of weapons and ammunition, to support Russia's war in Ukraine. This has brought North Korea much-needed cash and diplomatic influence. 3. A new manufacturing cluster has emerged near the northern Vietnamese port city of Haiphong, thanks to the Trump administration's tariffs on China, which have prompted global manufacturing to seek alternative production bases. This cluster has provided better job opportunities for local residents. 4. The NFL has faced injuries to key players from multiple teams this season, including star quarterbacks from the Detroit Lions and Kansas City Chiefs. These injuries have significantly impacted the playoff prospects for these teams. 5. Kim Jong-un's military assistance to Russia has provided his regime with much-needed cash and diplomatic leverage, helping it navigate a series of challenges, including US-led UN sanctions and the economic impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. Overall, these articles reflect the complexity of the current US political, diplomatic, and economic landscape, covering various areas such as immigration, geopolitical issues, and the shift in manufacturing. The articles highlight some of the most valuable points of information and summarize the overall content concisely. Briefing content asterisk. On December 17, 2024, The Washington Post reported the following. 1. A couple in the UK planted a Christmas tree in their front yard after moving to a small village in 1978. The tree has now grown over 50 feet tall, becoming a local landmark. The couple hosts an annual event to light the Christmas tree, attracting hundreds of villagers and using the opportunity to raise funds for various charities, having collected over £30,000 in 20 years. 2. A shooting incident at a Christian private school in Wisconsin resulted in the deaths of one student and one teacher, with 6 others injured. Police reported that the incident was perpetrated by a 15-year-old female student, who ultimately died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. This incident has reignited concerns over gun violence and calls for stricter gun control measures. 3. Sony Pictures' latest Spider-Man spin-off, Hunting Hunters, has been released in theaters, but the film does not include a post-credit scene or a cameo from Spider-Man. Both the director and lead actor expressed hope for future crossovers with other characters from the Spider-Man universe. In summary, this report touches on the kindness and warmth of humanity while also reflecting the violence and tragedy present in society. It also showcases innovative attempts in the entertainment industry and hopes for the future. The entire report is rich in content and information, warranting in-depth reading and reflection. Briefing summary, December 17, 2024. Topic: Emerging cryptocurrency project Wall Street Frog, $WEPE, reported by the Wall Street Journal. Key information. 1. Wall Street Frog, $WEPE, is an emerging Pepe-themed cryptocurrency project that raised over $14.2 million in just 9 days, becoming one of the hottest ICOs of 2024. 2. Unlike its predecessor Pepe, $PEPE, Wall Street Frog does not rely on whale buyers but is driven by a large number of retail investors, demonstrating strong community appeal. 3. Compared to another popular Pepe project, Pepe Unchained, $PPU, Wall Street Frog is raising funds faster and is expected to achieve a price increase of over 10 times in a shorter period. 4. For investors who missed Pepe Unchained, Wall Street Frog presents an opportunity not to be missed. Investors can participate in the subscription through the Best Wallet app and gain exclusive trading intelligence and strategies. Summary asterisk. Wall Street Frog, with its strong community influence and rapid fundraising capability, is becoming one of the most watched emerging Pepe-themed cryptocurrency projects of 2024. For investors looking for the next potential stock, Wall Street Frog is undoubtedly an opportunity not to be missed. Briefing Summary, December 17, 2024. Topic: Summary of Financial Times reports. 1. The Financial Times has launched a new subscription plan that offers complete digital access for a monthly fee of 99 Singapore dollars. 2. The Philadelphia Eagles will face off against the Pittsburgh Steelers this Sunday in an intense PennDOT battle. The Eagles are on a 9-game winning streak, but some internal conflicts have arisen, such as the widely debated rift between A.J. Brown and quarterback Jalen Hurts. 3. The Eagles' offensive line will face a tough test against the Steelers' defensive line, particularly the matchup between left guard Landon Dickerson and defensive stalwart Cameron Hayward. 4. Despite the Eagles' strong offensive firepower, the Steelers' defense should not be underestimated. Additionally, the absence of star receiver George Pickens due to injury will undoubtedly impact their aerial attack. 5. The Giants will face significant injury challenges in this weekend's game, with several key players unable to participate. This undoubtedly presents a huge challenge for them. 6. Some discord has arisen within the 49ers, most notably with player Devondre Campbell's mid-game walkout, which has sparked strong discontent among teammates. Overall, this week's NFL games promise to be exciting, with each team facing varying degrees of challenges. The matchup between the Eagles and Steelers is undoubtedly the highlight of the week and deserves close attention. Briefing Content *. On December 17, 2024. 1. The Guardian and Observer's charity telethon will take place on Saturday, December 14, during which several well-known journalists will take calls from readers for donations. The funds raised will support victims of war and conflict, benefiting 3 charities: War Child, Médecins Sans Frontières, and Parallel History. 2. On December 15, Isaac Andic, founder of Spanish fashion retailer Mango, tragically died during a cave exploration in Catalonia, Spain, at the age of 71. Andic was the non-executive chairman of Mango and was considered to be in competition with Zara founder Amancio Ortega. 3. On December 8, after 5 years of reconstruction, Notre Dame Cathedral reopened. World leaders from over 50 countries attended the inauguration, with French President Macron stating that the cathedral symbolizes French national pride. 4. Governments worldwide are frequently inviting business figures to participate in public sector management, attempting to draw on business models to improve efficiency. However, this approach often remains superficial, overlooking the uniqueness of the public sector. The goal of public services is to provide reliable, high-quality services to all citizens and cannot solely pursue profit maximization like businesses. 5. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen is advancing a free trade agreement with the South American Common Market, Mercosur, seeking new markets amid rising U.S. protectionism. However, the agreement has sparked strong opposition from European farmers, revealing divisions within the EU. The EU needs to balance trade interests with political realities to ensure broad support for the agreement. The following is a briefing summarizing the core content of the provided articles. Briefing Summary, December 17, 2024, The Times. A series of articles from The Times explores the stories behind news reporting, revealing the efforts and sacrifices journalists make to report the truth. These independently produced short films showcase the struggles behind news reports that change the course of history, including threats faced by reporters, legal disputes, and the determination and courage to uphold the truth. Additionally, the Nocturnal Times has released its list of the best electronic/dance music albums and singles of 2024. The list includes numerous outstanding works from both well-known veteran artists and emerging newcomers, reflecting the rich development of electronic/dance music over the past year. This also marks the 10th anniversary of the Nocturnal Times in 2024. Finally, the report introduces Sony's Beyond Sports, which has collaborated with the NFL, ESPN, and Disney to launch an alternative NFL Monday Night Football broadcast themed around The Simpsons. This innovative attempt to combine real-time data with animation provides viewers with a new viewing experience. Beyond Sports also plans to launch a real-time animated broadcast of the NBA version during the Christmas season. Overall, these articles showcase the latest developments in news reporting, the music industry, and technological innovation, presenting readers with a rich and diverse array of content. Briefing Summary, December 17, 2024. 1. The Queen of the United Kingdom participated in providing lunch for vulnerable groups and was awarded the Teaspoon Medal. 2. A Russian court has imposed an astronomical fine on Google, amounting to 2 undecillion rubles, approximately $20 trillion, exceeding the global GDP. This was due to Google banning Russian state media channels on YouTube. 3. The Duke of York in the UK is suspected of collaborating with a Chinese businessman, Yang Tinghua, who has been accused of being a Chinese spy. This has raised questions about the Duke's potential profits from the arrangement. 4. Furio has launched a new portable IPL hair removal device, Peach 2 Go, featuring a large treatment window and multiple modes, claiming visible results within 2 weeks. Testing revealed the product is user-friendly, although the automatic mode is less effective. Overall, these articles cover topics related to the British royal family, disputes between Russia and tech companies, allegations of espionage involving British nobility, and a review of a new portable hair removal device. The content is rich and informative, highlighting current hot topics in the international community. The briefing aims to comprehensively summarize the key points of the articles while maintaining clarity and conciseness. Briefing Summary, December 17, 2024, Le Monde. Le Monde reported on the latest developments in Syria. Following the fall of Bashar al-Assad's regime, international investigators finally have the opportunity to directly access evidence documenting the regime's crimes. Over the past decades, the Assad regime has committed numerous war crimes and crimes against humanity, including torture, executions, chemical weapon attacks on civilians, and ethnic cleansing. Although investigators had previously collected substantial evidence through Syrian civil society, they can now directly enter crime scenes, providing a crucial opportunity for accountability. This evidence includes the Caesar files, which document the torture and deaths of 11,000 detainees from 2011 to 2013. International investigative bodies are working to protect this evidence from being destroyed by rebel or other forces. They are also exploring how to hold perpetrators accountable through domestic judicial systems or international courts, such as the International Criminal Court. Experts believe that only through fair judicial processes can the cycle of violence in Syria be ended and the demands for justice from victims be met. Briefing content **. Ongoing impact of family separation policy. The Trump administration's zero-tolerance policy implemented between 2017 and 2021 resulted in over 4,600 immigrant children being separated from their parents, causing severe long-term trauma. Human Rights Watch warns that 3 officials involved in the formulation and execution of this policy, Tom Homan, Matthew Whitaker, and Stephen Miller, may return to power in a second Trump term, raising concerns among human rights organizations and immigrant rights groups. Reports indicate that the government's refusal to disclose the whereabouts of separated children constitutes enforced disappearance and may lead to torture. Affected families have suffered severe psychological trauma, with some being forced to abandon their asylum claims. Changes in the Syrian situation. The extremist group Hayat Tahrir al-Sham (HTS) has established a relief government in northwestern Syria, improving local governance through gradual strategies and gaining public trust. HTS leader al-Jilani emphasizes the need to establish rule of law and institutions rather than revolutionary thinking. HTS has established a more orderly government structure in Idlib province, providing basic public services, contrasting with the previous chaos. HTS's reforms have garnered some positive responses, but are also controversial. Its funding sources remain unclear, and there are still extremists within its ranks, leaving its future uncertain. Mystery of the Aztec death whistles. Archaeologists have discovered numerous clay death whistles used by the Aztecs for sacrificial purposes, with their unique sound effects attracting scientific interest. Research indicates that the sound of these whistles triggers human brain responses related to fear and vigilance, possibly creating an effect intentionally cultivated by the Aztecs during religious rituals. However, the specific uses of the whistles remain debated, with claims that they were used to intimidate enemies or guide sacrifices to the afterlife lacking conclusive evidence. Briefing summary: Germany's Choice Süddeutsche Zeitung, Consumer Award. Key information. 1. Germany's Choice is a consumer award initiated by the SC Institute of Süddeutsche Zeitung and market research company InnoFact, aimed at providing consumers with reliable product selection guidance. 2. Starting from the 2023-24 fiscal year, product ratings will use a school grading system from 1 to 6, where 1 represents very good and 6 represents fail. This is more intuitive than the previous 1 to 5 Likert scale. 3. The award is based on comprehensive, independent consumer evaluations, reflecting the genuine opinions of potential customers and providing valuable references for consumers regarding product design, functionality, and cost-effectiveness. 4. Süddeutsche Zeitung offers various secure and anonymous reporting channels, such as Secure Drop, encrypted emails, and encrypted instant messaging, to protect the privacy of information sources. Summary: as a consumer award launched by Süddeutsche Zeitung, Germany's Choice provides reliable product selection guidance through a more intuitive rating system and comprehensive, independent consumer evaluations. Additionally, Süddeutsche Zeitung offers various secure and anonymous reporting channels to protect the privacy of information sources. These measures help enhance consumer trust in online reviews and promote more informed purchasing decisions. The following is a briefing summarizing the core content of the provided articles. Briefing summary: December 17, 2024, China Daily. EU imposes comprehensive sanctions on China for the first time. In the latest round of sanctions against Russia, the EU has for the first time included 7 Chinese entities and individuals on the sanctions list, accusing them of supporting Russia's military actions. This move sends a strong signal to China, suggesting that continued neutrality could impact China-EU economic relations. However, China is unlikely to yield to US and EU sanctions pressure, as it has already endured larger and more widespread sanctions from the US while maintaining a neutral stance. Archaeological discoveries enrich our understanding of ancient military technology. In Xi'an, Shaanxi, archaeologists have unearthed 2 chariots and the remains of 3 chariot soldiers in the second pit of the Qin Shi Huang Mausoleum. These discoveries enrich our understanding of ancient military technology, highlighting the critical role of chariot soldiers in battles. The thousands of terracotta warriors and chariots unearthed from the Qin Shi Huang Mausoleum were listed as a World Cultural Heritage Site in 1987. Yunnan Ilao Mountain, a habitat for endangered species. Ilao Mountain is home to the largest and most complete subtropical mountain evergreen broadleaf forest ecosystem in China, housing many endangered species. The white-eared night heron, with only about 1,000 individuals remaining, is a nationally protected species. Recent sightings in Ilao Mountain indicate a recovery in its population. Ilao Mountain is also a habitat for endangered species such as the green peacock, making its protection crucial for maintaining ecological balance. TikTok sues US government over ban. TikTok has applied to the Supreme Court to block the US government's order to force its sale to a non-Chinese buyer by January 19. TikTok claims that the law infringes on the free speech rights of 170 million American users. Some lawmakers believe that the US should implement comprehensive data privacy regulations to protect free speech rather than targeting TikTok alone. Vietnam, a new strategic partner for the U.S. With a favorable business environment and manufacturing strength, Vietnam has become an important destination for US companies seeking alternatives to China. Vietnam's strategic position in the South China Sea is significant, and strengthening defense cooperation with Vietnam helps maintain regional stability. The US and Vietnam should further deepen cooperation in trade, security, and other areas for mutual benefit. Briefing summary: December 17, 2024. Mitsubishi UFJ Bank employee theft incident. 1. A female employee in her 40s at Mitsubishi UFJ Bank, serving as a sales manager and acting branch manager, has been stealing assets worth over 1 billion yen from customer safes for an extended period. 2. The bank's subsidiary managing safes conducts regular inspections every 6 months and has an entry and exit registration system, yet this theft went undetected for 4.5 years. The bank also failed to adequately check surveillance cameras. 3. The bank president stated that management policies will be revised to centralize backup key management, requiring multiple employees to open safes. They are also reflecting on issues inherent in the safe business, such as potentially facilitating tax evasion and low profitability. Revisions to political funding reform law. 1. The Liberal Democratic Party, LDP, has accepted the opposition's proposal to completely abolish policy activity fees, paving the way for revisions to the political funding management law during the current parliamentary session. 2. The LDP had to abandon its proposal to create a new category of expenditures and allow for some undisclosed usage, as the minority coalition government had to make concessions. 3. Opposition party leaders believe that the LDP's new proposal lacks public understanding, leading the party to ultimately abandon it. A consensus was reached to fully abolish policy activity fees and establish a third-party oversight body. Rising support for opposition parties. 1. According to a Yomiuri Shimbun poll, the Democratic Party for the People, DPFP, has surpassed other opposition parties in support, coming in second only to the ruling LDP. 2. The DPFP is committed to policy-driven political discussions, such as adjusting the 1.03 million yen barrier, which has garnered public attention and increased its visibility. 3. Other opposition parties, such as the Constitutional Democratic Party, CDPJ, remain relatively weak due to their inability to attract sufficient attention. Japan's new energy policy. 1. Japan's Ministry of Industry has released a new draft of its basic energy plan, aiming for renewable energy to account for 40% to 50% of the energy mix by fiscal year 2040, with nuclear power making up about 20%. 2. This plan marks a significant shift in Japan's energy policy, moving away from over-reliance on any single energy source and allowing for the reconstruction of aging nuclear power plants. 3. The plan aims to significantly increase renewable energy installations through the introduction of new technologies such as perovskite solar cells, while also developing hydrogen and ammonia as alternatives to fossil fuels. Overall, this briefing covers several important topics, including banking scandals, political funding reforms, changes in opposition party support, and adjustments to Japan's energy policy, highlighting key information points while succinctly summarizing the content. Briefing Summary, December 17, 2024, Transformations in Japanese Politics and Employment Market. 1. The rise of online content influence. Online media has replaced traditional media as the primary information source for young voters. Third-party YouTube channels and other independent media have played a significant role in elections, influencing outcomes. The rapid dissemination and low-cost advantages of online content provide opportunities for political newcomers and minor parties to gain attention and support. 2. Work pressure from dual employment. The Japanese government encourages dual employment to promote innovation, but many people do so to make ends meet. A 60-year-old engineer working simultaneously at a research company and a university ultimately committed suicide due to overwhelming work pressure, marking the first case recognized as a work-related injury. Companies have failed to establish effective monitoring mechanisms, exacerbating employees' workloads. 3. Challenges for conservatives. The impeachment of the conservative president in South Korea has triggered political turmoil. Although Japanese conservatives retained their position in the Tokyo gubernatorial election, newcomer candidates also achieved notable results. Conservatives face challenges from young voters and emerging media, indicating potential changes in the political landscape. Overall, the political and employment market in Japan is undergoing profound transformations in 2024, with the rising influence of online content, work pressure from dual employment, and challenges facing conservatives all signaling significant societal changes in Japan. These developments warrant close attention. Briefing Summary, December 17, 2024. 1. Intense showdown in the third test match between Australia and India. Australia was expected to win strongly at home, but India's tail-end batsmen's resilient performance prevented Australia from enforcing a follow-on, leading to a nearly inevitable draw. This match once again became a stage for the Indian team to create historic victories at this venue. 2. Judge criticizes media coverage of sexual assault cases. A judge criticized certain media reports for implying unfair treatment of men in sexual assault cases and accused prosecutors of being overly aggressive in their prosecutions. The judge noted that the reality often contradicts this, with prosecutors more likely to refrain from prosecution in sexual assault cases. 3. Mining tycoon Lynette's Christmas wish. Lynette published an article in a conservative magazine calling for deregulation to provide forgotten people like farmers and northern workers with more opportunities and tax cuts. She also demanded the immediate release of individuals imprisoned for illegally clearing land and the opening of national parks for agricultural use. 4. Controversy over ABC radio personnel changes. The non-renewal of contracts for ABC Radio Sydney hosts Mark Donald and Simon Marnie sparked strong reactions from listeners. The ABC chairman engaged in constructive dialogue with radio staff, reaching a consensus on related issues. 5. Veteran radio host Ray Hadley retires. Hadley had to apologize during his final week of broadcasting for previously making false accusations against an official. Nevertheless, his final broadcast maintained top ratings, marking a perfect conclusion to his long career. 6. Other updates. Former chief sports writer for the Sydney Morning Herald, Andrew Webster, joins The Australian as a contributor. All ABC Sydney radio staff will relocate to a new headquarters in Parramatta at the beginning of the new year, presenting some challenges for staff commuting. ABC is set to appoint a new general manager, with former CEO Hugh Marks seen as the most likely candidate. Broadcaster Alan Jones will appear in court this Wednesday to respond to 26 charges. Briefing summary, December 17, 2024, The Globe and Mail. 1. Former CEO of St. Michael's Hospital in Toronto, Vas Georgiou, argued in a criminal trial that he did not violate the hospital's conflict of interest policy as he did not disclose his business relationship with Bondfield Construction's president, John Aquino. 2. The prosecution alleges that Georgiou and Aquino had undisclosed business ties and secret communications during the bidding process for the $300 million St. Michael's Hospital redevelopment project. Georgiou contended that his contact with Aquino was to discuss issues related to another company, not to leak confidential hospital information. 3. Since 2019, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau appointed Chrystia Freeland as Deputy Prime Minister, with their initial meetings being awkward but gradually improving. However, Freeland's sudden resignation from the cabinet and criticism of Trudeau's fiscal policies came as a shock. 4. Freeland's actions may stem from long-standing distrust from Trudeau and declining government approval ratings. She will continue to serve in Parliament and is seen as a potential future leader of the Liberal Party or Prime Minister of Canada. 5. The contemporary concept of hunting trips has evolved beyond wildlife viewing in Africa to encompass various forms of cultural experiences and explorations, such as fish markets in Mumbai, salmon migration tours in Norway, and wine tours in Argentina. This broader notion of hunting trips aims to enhance understanding and empathy for destinations and their cultures. Briefing summary, December 17, 2024, Scientific new discoveries: early interbreeding between humans and Neanderthals. Recent research indicates that interbreeding between humans and Neanderthals occurred earlier than previously thought, around 47,000 years ago. Scientists determined the peak periods of frequent interactions between the two species through genomic analysis. This discovery not only overturns earlier estimates, but also reveals the influence of Neanderthal genes on modern human traits such as skin pigmentation, immune systems, and metabolism. Additionally, the article reports on a competition to win a VIP experience at the 2025 Australian Open. This prize, valued at nearly $5,000 Australian dollars, includes tickets, accommodation, dining, and offers tennis enthusiasts a rare opportunity. Finally, Australian rugby star Jordan Petaia announced his decision to leave professional rugby to pursue his dream of American football by joining the NFL's International Player Development Program. The 24-year-old player will head to Florida for 10 weeks of training, hoping to join an NFL club's roster. In summary, these articles cover the latest developments in archaeology, sports marketing, and career development, providing readers with a rich and diverse array of content. Briefing summary, December 17, 2024. 1. Pope Francis narrowly escaped a suicide bombing during his visit to Iraq in 2021. The Pope revealed in his upcoming autobiography that during his March 2021 visit to Iraq, he was informed that at least 2 suicide bombers were targeting his itinerary. The Pope stated that a woman carrying explosives was heading to Mosul to detonate during his visit, and another vehicle was speeding toward the same goal but was intercepted by Iraqi police in time. This visit was considered one of the most dangerous overseas trips during the Pope's 11-year tenure, during which he visited 4 destroyed churches in Mosul and called for peace. 2. Conflict over the appointment of Constitutional Court judges in South Korea. Following the impeachment of President Park Geun-hye, then-acting President Hwang Kyo-ahn appointed a Constitutional Court judge, drawing criticism from the opposition Democratic Party at the time. In the current impeachment case against President Yoon Suk-yeol, the opposition Democratic Party hopes to recommend new judges to fill 3 vacant positions to increase the likelihood of the impeachment passing. However, the ruling People Power Party argues that acting President Han Duck-soo lacks the authority to appoint new judges, which could lead to political conflict between the two sides. 3. Haruki Murakami receives honorary doctorate from Waseda University. The renowned Japanese author humorously remarked that he was a terrible student during his school years, often skipping classes and causing trouble for the university. Murakami stated that receiving this honorary degree was a generous act from Waseda University. He also joked that he has received as many as 6 honorary degrees from overseas universities, but these degrees have not brought him any practical benefits. Murakami is known as a reclusive writer, and his works are celebrated for their unique style that intertwines reality and surrealism, earning him a global readership. 4. 2 skateboarders complete a 76-day journey across America. Jay Van Poorpel, 25, and Oriol Ramirez set out from Los Angeles on September 30th and finally arrived at Times Square in New York on December 17th after 76 days. This skate to New York journey was not only a passion project for them, but also raised funds to donate skateboards to children who cannot afford them. Although this feat took much longer than their anticipated 50 days, the two overcame harsh weather and wheel wear to complete their cross-country adventure. Briefing summary *. 1. Concerns arise over the slowdown in India's economic growth, but Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman states that this is merely a temporary fluctuation, and the economy will see healthy growth in the coming quarters. She noted that India's GDP average growth rate over the past 3 years has been 8.3%, making it one of the fastest-growing major economies globally. 2. Sitharaman stated that there has not been a widespread slowdown in manufacturing, with over half of the manufacturing subsectors remaining strong. Additionally, inflation levels have been well controlled under the current government, and the unemployment rate has decreased from 6% in 2017 to 18 to 3.2%. 3. Data shows that only 6.68% of Indians paid income tax in the 2023-24 fiscal year, but the number of taxpayers has increased from over 740 million in 2022 to 23 to 809 million in 2023-24. The number of individuals without taxable income has also risen. 4. In the Sunamganj district of Bangladesh, police have arrested 4 suspects following violent incidents triggered by a Hindu individual's critical social media post about Islam. 5. The exchange rate of the dollar against the Indian rupee continues to decline, reaching a new low, primarily influenced by economic slowdown and foreign capital outflows. Analysts expect the rupee to maintain a negative trend. In summary, although India's economic growth has slowed, the government asserts that this is temporary, and future growth will remain healthy. Meanwhile, inflation and employment conditions have improved, and tax collection has shown signs of progress. However, geopolitical factors leading to social conflict and the weakening exchange rate remain issues of concern. Briefing summary, December 17, 2024. 1. Progress in Gaza ceasefire negotiations. Hamas has stated that negotiations in Qatar are serious and positive, and a ceasefire agreement in Gaza may be reached if Israel stops imposing new conditions, along with a prisoner exchange. 2. The dual mission of the U.S. Secret Service is its key advantage. Experts believe that the investigative mission of the U.S. Secret Service is its core strength, directly enhancing its protective duties and enabling it to respond to increasingly complex and evolving threats. Abolishing the investigative mission would not only weaken the Secret Service, but also destabilize its broader law enforcement cooperation. 3. Voluntary carbon markets fail human rights test. Experts indicate that carbon credits should represent avoided greenhouse gas emissions, but carbon projects may severely harm the communities they claim to benefit, failing to ensure that victims receive remedies or compensation. 4. Rising violence against judges necessitates enhanced protection. Judges and court personnel are experiencing a sharp increase in violence, and without measures to curb this trend, the rule of law will be undermined. Now is the time to enhance judicial security. 5. Ugly defamation of Tulsi Gabbard's religious beliefs is anti-American and dangerous. Attempts to belittle Gabbard's Hindu faith stem from prejudice and discrimination against Hinduism, which is unacceptable. 6. Latest developments in the Russia-Ukraine war. The Ukrainian Security Service claims to have conducted a special operation in Moscow, resulting in the death of Major General Igor Kirillov, the first deputy chief of the General Staff of the Russian Armed Forces. A 7.4 magnitude earthquake struck Vanuatu, causing significant damage and casualties. This translation maintains the original meaning and context while ensuring fluency and accuracy in English.